Yo, what's up everybody? Jeff here. Welcome to the channel. We got UFC 314 this weekend, and in my opinion, it's a very fantastic card, especially the main card. So let's jump right into this thing. We're starting off the night with women's bantamweight. We got Nora Cornolle versus Hailey Cowan. So Cowan, honestly, there's nothing that I saw about her that really jumps off the page that stands out to me. I think Cornolle, I think she has pretty good striking. Her only two losses are to Jacqueline Cavalcanti, who's doing big things in the UFC right now, who looks like she's working her way to a title shot. So I think Cornolle has just good striking. I think she's more determined to win. I think she wants it more. So I'm going to go with her to win this fight, probably by decision. Nora Cornolle by decision is what I'm picking. In the middleweight division, Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. This is a really good prelim fight. It's kind of hard for me to pick. You know, I know Tulio, he's a big favorite. But I think Gore has a chance in this fight. I wouldn't count him out completely. You know, he can do a good blitz, get a takedown, and maybe get a submission in the scramble and the chaos. He's really good at that. So Tulio, he has good striking. He has knockout power. Can he withstand a high pressure grappling attack? I don't know if he'll have to worry too much about that against Gore. I don't really know how high level Gore's wrestling is. He's looked pretty good in his last few fights. But I'm going to go with the guy with the more technical striking. I'm going to go with Tulio. I think he can connect with the big shot and probably get a finish. I definitely don't see this fight going the distance, but you never know. I'm going to pick Tulio by a finish. In the flyweight division, it's Sumudaerji versus Mitch Raposo. You know, Raposo, I haven't really seen anything that tells me he's going to be in the UFC for a long time. He could prove me wrong, but I just think Sumudaerji, he has good striking. He's still young. He's still 29 years old. He has a whole lot of experience. He's been in there with some tough guys. You know, he's taken plenty of losses, but I just think he's a better fighter. I think his striking can win this fight for him. So I'm going to pick Sumudaerji, and I'm thinking by decision. Our last early prelim in the middleweight division is Sedriques Dumas versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. Please forgive me. I've Oleksiejczuk. Yeah, I butchered the shit out of that. My apologies, sir. This fight, I think, is very even. I can see it going both ways. I feel like, I don't know, I'm just going to go with Dumas, and I guess this is just going to be just out of pure bias. He's from my region of the country, so I'm just going to pick him in this fight. I hope he gets it done. I think he can get it done. But yeah, you know, this fight is probably supposed to not go the distance, but I see it going the distance, and I think Dumas is going to get a decision. The next portion of the prelims, we're starting off with Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa in the featherweight division. Darren, the Damage Elkins. In case you didn't know, his nickname is The Damage. He's got a huge tattoo right across his chest, just to remind you. You know, honestly, I'm a Darren Elkins fan. I think he's an entertaining fighter. He's tough. He's super gritty. You know, and if you're not ready to, if you're not ready to match that cardio or just, you know, shut down any of his techniques, then he will make it a long night for somebody. Now, I think Julian Erosa, he's kind of the same style though. I don't think he's going to back down from a dogfight. I think he can thrive in those situations. And just with there being a little bit of an age gap here, I just think Erosa's probably more skilled, and since I think he can probably handle the grappling pressure that Elkins brings. So I believe that's going to help Erosa get it done. And, you know, I don't know. very possible that he gets a finish, but I'm going to go with Erosa by decision in this one. I can definitely see this one reaching the scorecards. I do like this fight, and I'm looking forward to watching this fight. In the lightweight division, we've got the legend, Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. Man, Chase Hooper's just looked like a killer lately. You know, I know Jim Miller, he's still putting on good performances. He can still win fights, but Chase Hooper's kind of looking next level lately. And I don't really know if that's going to be good for Jim Miller in this fight. I just see Hooper probably making it look easy. I see him getting a finish in the first or second round. I'm a huge Jim Miller fan. I hope he doesn't just get destroyed, but I don't know. I just think this is a bad fight for him. I'm not sure if Hooper's going to get the sub. I could actually see ground and pound being the finish in this fight too. I'm picking Chase Hooper. In women's strawweight, we got Xiaonan versus Virna Jandiroba. Virna, I know she's a good, solid fighter, but I just like how Jan's looking these days. I think since that Hailey fight, I think she's really turned the corner. I think she looked good in her last fight. She was really able to stop someone who wanted to grapple and make it. She was just able to do whatever she wanted in that fight, basically, and win the fight. I think Jan is just on a roll right now, so I'm gonna go with her. I think she can win this fight. Honestly, I was surprised that she's the underdog. So yeah, I'm picking Jan, and I'm gonna pick her by decision. I think it's gonna be a tough fight. It honestly could go either way, but I'm rolling with Jan, and she's got the momentum. I think she's going to keep it rolling. The final prelim of the night, Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. This is a really good, interesting fight in the featherweight division. So Woodson, his striking, it looks really good, really smooth. He doesn't put a whole lot of energy into it, so he's able to keep it up for 3 rounds. He can really just kind of catch you out of nowhere. The volume can really sneak up on you. He's really good. His boxing looks really good. Now Ige, we've seen him so many times. Tough dude. I think he can go toe to toe with almost anybody in this division. I think technique wise, he's definitely not as good as Woodson, or just stand up for stand up. Now, when you start mixing everything in, he might be better, but I'm not sure. Ige, he hits hard, so he's trying to land a big shot. I think he believes he can probably knock out Woodson, but I think Woodson's going to win a decision. I think he's going to just probably hit Ige with some big shots at a certain point, and then that's just going to make it a very tactical chess match. And I think Woodson's going to get a decision in the end. It's a good fight, though. Dan Ige always has a chance. Never count him out. But I'm going to go with Woodson. We're kicking off the main card, light heavyweight division. Nikita Krylov versus Dominick Reyes. This one has a chance to get violent. I do believe we're going to see a finish in this fight. But I think Reyes is going to get the knockout. I think Reyes... he went through a really bad skid. He got knocked out like 3 times in a row after he lost that Jones fight that that I recall thinking he won. I need to go back and rewatch it to see if I feel the same, but he had a really rough skid, but he's turned things around. He's got 2 victories in a row, two knockouts in a row. And Krylov, he's wild. He hits hard. I mean, he's got plenty of knockouts himself. But I'm just gonna go with the Dominick. I just think I think he's back on track. I think he gets the finish, and I think he kind of gets back into the thick of the light heavyweight division, and he works his way back. I don't know if he's gonna work his way back to a title shot, but I think he gets back into that top 5 territory, and I think he starts with this win here over Krylov. In the featherweight division, we got what could potentially be a very wild fight. I imagine just the pre-fight shenanigans will be entertaining enough. But, these are two really good fighters. Bryce Mitchell versus Jean Silva. Both these guys are really good. Maybe they're complete weirdos. These dudes are legit. They're not to be taken lightly. I think if Bryce can't get his takedowns working early, he's in trouble. He's in real big trouble. So we'll see if Jean Silva is prepared for that. I think he will be. And I just see him getting a highlight reel knockout more than likely. I think he just keeps on rolling. He's a vicious dude, and I see he's just going to keep working his way up the rankings, possibly to a title shot sooner than we think. I'm picking Jean Silva by knockout. This next fight, featherweight division, Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull, who I believe is the greatest Bellator fighter of all time. I think he had an amazing run in that company. Unfortunately, I don't know. I do wish this fight was taking place back in, like, let's just say 2018, 2019, somewhere in that era. I just think at this point, Pitbull, he's a little old. We've heard what people have been saying. He's got too many miles on him. And I think there's some truth to that. And Yair, he's still young. We've seen Yair lose fights that he was winning. We've seen him come back with unbelievable knockouts and fights that he was losing. Yair's kind of all over the place, but I think his striking is pretty deadly for that first round. So Pitbull really has to get out of that first round before he even has a chance, in my opinion. But I think Yair is going to be just a step ahead of him the entire time. I think it's going to go to a decision, though. I just see Yair Rodriguez getting the decision. I really wish Patricio Pitbull was in the UFC, 7-8 years ago. It would have been perfect, but that's just how it goes. I think it's a little too late for him, and I think he takes a loss in his UFC debut. The co-main event, light heavyweight division, Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Very interesting fight. Good matchmaking, too. This is a huge jump up in competition for Pimblett. So we got to see where Paddy the Baddy's at. Is he ready for top 10 of the division? I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sold yet. I think Chandler, he's a little all over the place. He's got some questionable losses, but he's got some amazing wins in his career. I do think he's a high-level fighter. A little dirty at times, but he does what he has to do. If the refs aren't stopping it, then they need to do that in order to stop him. I don't think Pimblett's a bad fighter. I think he's looked good in his performances, especially against King Green. He looked amazing in that fight. But I don't think Chandler is King Green. I think he's a lot tougher. He's got a lot different skill set than what Green had, and I'm not sure if Pimblett's ready for that. I'm going to pick Michael Chandler in this fight, and I think he's going to get a decision in this. This is a fight that I see going the distance, honestly. The odds are saying it's not supposed to reach the scorecards, but I just believe this is a fight that will see the scorecards, and I think Michael Chandler is going to get the decision. The main event of the evening, featherweight title fight. Ilia Topuria vacated the title. We've got former champion, one of the featherweight goats, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes, the young up-and-comer who's on a hell of a streak right now, 5-fight win streak, some great finishes, some brutal beatdowns. He's looking really good lately. This is a tough fight to pick, very tough. I think it being 5 rounds is what's going to make the difference. So Diego Lopes, I think he needs to do what he does in the first round, but he needs to finish the fight. I think if Diego doesn't finish the fight in the first round, then I think somewhere in the 3rd or 4th round, Volkanovski can turn things around, and I think eventually he can get a win through like ground and pound. So maybe Volkanovski's going to kind of come out with the wrestling game plan. And even then, Diego Lopes is dangerous. His guard is extremely slick, highly dangerous. I mean, for the first round, he's bad. He's just dangerous everywhere. I think he does slow down a little bit, although he has shown that he can still explode in some short bursts, but I do think he slows down. I think Volkanovski can exploit that. Like I said, I think he can take him into deep waters. I think he can get a TKO victory, and probably, I'm going to say the 4th round. But honestly, this is a great fight. Diego Lopes absolutely deserves this title shot, and he can win this fight. But I think it just might be a bad stylistic matchup for him. I think Volkanovski still has it. He's taken 2 bad knockout losses in a row, but those are 2 amazing fighters. Topuria went on to knock out Max Holloway. So I'm not sure if Lopes is quite on that level, and I think Volkanovski can win this fight and regain the featherweight championship. That's all my picks for this card. If you watch this video, I appreciate you. If you want to give a like or subscribe, I would appreciate that too. Either way, it's all good. That's it for me. Until next time.